Hey everyone, Net, the co-creator here. Today we're going to be talking about a few things. I'm a little sporadic, kind of ADHD, but I want to talk about how I handle emotions, like it's particularly kind of high spikes of emotions. Some people will call someone that feels a lot of these emotions a highly sensitive person. I think HSP. And there's plenty of videos out there of psychiatrists and other professionals kind of diagnosing and talking about that. But this is more of kind of an anecdote, my personal experience, and hopefully I can help someone else out there that's dealing with similar, emotional waves. So usually it starts off with like a trigger event, right? And it's good to know your triggers. So it could be anything from like playing League of Legends or something ridiculous like that, or it could be something more serious like getting in an argument with a family member, a loved one, someone in a relationship, etc. Um, something that triggers you, and that's something you got to find and dig for yourself. You know yourself best, so once you know your triggers, try to avoid them as much as you can. You know, as feasible as you can. I know everyone has different circumstances. I get it, but yeah. So avoiding that. Another thing I like to do is I like to have my it's like my weights, my stationary bike, easily accessible. Something that, like, let's just say I get angry or something, like boom, I have an avenue to release that energy. So that's another thing. So kind of avoid your triggers, and then now you're building up your environment to be almost like a safe haven for you, right? Like maybe have an area where there's nothing but your bed, and you can sit down, you can meditate, you can lay down, you can do some push-ups. It could be pretty much anything, but yeah, usually the meditation will come after. You got to get the energy out. Like if you're angry, you gotta get it out. Otherwise, it's gonna come out probably in a malproductive way. Um, you know. So another thing is, if you have a lot of junk lying around, this is a good time to start clearing out that junk. You're especially if you're kind of for me, it's hard to get rid of stuff, right? Because there's emotional attachments. Oh, this was my grandma's. Oh, this was my first X, Y, and Z. You know, Bottom line is, it's material stuff. You can't take it with you. So try not to build too much attachments with it. I get it. Stuff is cool, you know, but, and having nice stuff is cool, but you got to do it moderately, right? Everything in moderation. Cool. So we got the getting rid of the triggers. Now we talked about kind of creating a space. That could be different for everyone. If you're an artist or a musician, maybe have a room where you can just jam out or paint. Bob Ross it out real hard. If you like photography, go out and start snapping some photos. Just go to the city. I guess a quick and easy one. If you're, if you have the ability to walk or run, that's a good idea. Just go run around the block. Go to the nearest park. Go find some stairs. Go up and down the stairs. Get that energy out and use it productively if possible. Okay. What else? So another thing besides anger, we could call, I think, kind of the other side maybe is depression, right? So a lot of the times they kind of they seesaw. At least for me, you're angry and then you get depressed because you do something you regret, right? And then it's just kind of a vicious cycle. And then if you surround yourself with people that are toxic and kind of feed into that cycle, that narrative, that's even worse. So I guess another tip, number 3 or 4. Sorry, there's not a structure. This is off the cuff, so I'm kind of just going based off of ideas that pop into my head. I think that's probably a good, more authentic way of talking. I could read off a script or something, but I want it to be kind of more of like a conversation that I'm having. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, toxic people. That's a big one. That's a big one. If your family's toxic, silently start cutting them off. That's a strategy out there. You can cold turkey it, but it's not ideal to burn bridges too quickly. You kind of want to keep bridges open, keep relationships good, because you don't want to create more drama and then add more fuel to that emotional fire. Friends, if you're building yourself up, if you're trying to make yourself a better person overall, it could be mentally, spiritually, physically, monetarily. What else is there? Everything else, everything in between. And no one wants to follow your footsteps. No one wants to grow with you. Give your friends a chance to grow with you. Shoot them some interest. See if they have any interest in what you're doing. Try to get them involved. But at the end of the day, each person is their own person. They're going to do what they want to do. It's their life. It's their choice to live it the way they want to. So sometimes you have to go separate ways with friends and family. I know it's not easy, but if they truly are, and you have to analyze, again, you have to analyze your own situation. If they truly are toxic, that are creating kind of an environment that's not conducive for positive growth and self-reflection and honesty. Honesty is super important. If you find yourself lying to family or friends in order to make them feel better, that's when it's starting to get a little twisty. What else do we got? I guess I'll paraphrase everything. If you're a highly sensitive person, you deal with a lot of different emotions, hard to regulate, emotional regulation. Create an environment that's good for you to release that energy. Helps you bring you back to baseline. Separate yourself from toxic environments, from toxic triggers. Separate yourself from just negative environments in general, to the best of your ability. And then I'm losing track, but you guys know what I said, right? So other than that, I think, what else did I say? Journaling's good. Writing down your emotions. Oh, that's huge. Yeah. Did I already talk about that? If I did, forgive me, because my mind is in 50,000 places at once. But I have 2 notebooks. I have my one journal that I write down important thoughts and ideas, and then I listen to all types of podcasts, intelligent people out there, Uncle Huberman and the like. Good information out there. Anything really good that resonates with me, I write it down. And then I have a separate one for just if I'm like in an emotional state. I like to draw. Drawing's kind of one of my outlets. It's more of like doodling, I just start just doodling stuff, and then while I'm writing down some thoughts and emotions. For me, that's good. It helps get that energy out creatively. It also helps kind of get my mind, hand, brain, mouth cohesion going, so I can start maybe figuring out the situation instead of reliving that situation over and over and over again. And that's another thing. We'll leave it. This is the last thing. If you find yourself in the same situation over and over and over again, something's got to change, right? So maybe throw in 1 or 2 of these strategies in there, and hopefully it helps. Again, kind of new to this YouTube thing, so forgive me if sound, video, something's off. I'm still learning, so appreciate your patience with that. And I'm open to any criticism, any advice, and I appreciate you guys for watching, and thank you for your time. So have a good one. Bye.